Ladies and gentlemen, we are yet here again on another Sunday. I thank you guys for coming on board. Tonight we have a very special guest, a beautiful young lady with a smile that could light up the sky. We need as much light right now. I'm here in Florida. You don't know right now we're having a hurricane, but I'm thankful to be able to host this show for the evening. My name is Stevenson. I want to welcome each and every one of you guys to Obawa Radio. As we know, Obawa stands for Urban Books, Authors, and Writers of America, where we're dedicated to the promotion of literacy and the advancement of authors and writers from unrepresented groups. Again, I'm your host, Stevenson, and today on our show we have a very special guest who goes by the name of Renee, but she's known in the world of in books and writing as Lady R. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Lady R to the radio of Obawa Radio. I just want to tell you guys a little bit of something about her before we get into her story, because I have so many questions when I read just the title of her book alone, which is called Deepest Thoughts. Authoress Lady R is the author and poetry book by the name of Deepest Thoughts. She's a 36-year-old mother and adopted mother of 6 boys. Lady, you got your hands full. God. But I applaud you because we are some hard-headed son of a, you know what, shut your mouth, but it's all good. Her passion for writing over the years since the day her father left her life, pretty much. The first poem in Deepest Thoughts is pertaining to that. Lady R has been inspired by the late and great Maya Angelou, who I love very much, and still I rise, and I still applaud her for what she's done. She's laid the foundation. Also, her favorite books to read is Joy Deja King and Kiki Swenson. She feels everybody has a story to tell, and what other way to tell it but through writing. Lady R plans to bring as many deepest novels as possible. So we're expecting some different volumes coming out and expand her writing skills further. With that being said, her motto is, if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you none other than the authoress, Lady R. Lady R, are you there on the line with us?
Yes, I am, and thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I need to get a fake clap machine right about now, but I'm going to do it myself. Just reading that alone just made me just feel so elated and so joyful and excited to be on this call with you tonight. So we're just going to get right into it because I know they're hungry. So I tell everybody, get your coffee, get your tea, get your Kool-Aid, get your whatever, your libations, because I believe this lady's going to really speak to your soul tonight. So I'll dig into the deepest thoughts because, see, I love when we go through pain, and you went through some things, and you wrote this based on your father leaving. But I want to get into that later. My first question to you is, when did you first decided that you wanted to become an author?
Well, I first decided that I wanted to be an author. Well, let me back up. I started writing when I was 10. As time progressed and I kept writing, and everyone kept encouraging me that I need to publish it because I have something deep and powerful to tell, that I have a story that needs to be out. I decided that at least about 28. At the age of 28, my wife and my mother, well, my ex-wife and my mother encouraged me and kept encouraging me, and I went forth from there.
Okay, so you're saying at 10 years old, you got the writing bug?
Yes, I got the writing, my first poem at the age of 10.
Okay, so was that around the time that your father left your life?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so you're 10 years old. I mean, we're thinking about Play-Doh and watching SpongeBob. I don't even think it was out when I was grown, when I was little, but SpongeBob and cartoons and eating peanut butter sandwiches and getting whoopings and stuff. Here you are, you want to become a writer at age 10. What triggered when your father left you say, I'm going to write about this at 10?
Well, the abandonment, seeing that over the years, my father, which is really known as my stepfather, he raised me, and all I knew was my father, nobody else, my daddy's baby. So, therefore, as time progressed, I went through a series of abandonment, neglect, abuse, rape, heartbreak, and a whole bunch of spiraling of depression. So I always kept everything balled in, so instead of keeping it balled in and exploding on people, I took it to the paper and pen. And I just continued to write everything that I've experienced, everything I've been through, people that I know that was close to me, what they've been through, and I just took it. My mom actually came up with the title Deepest Thoughts, and it fits me perfect from an experienced woman.
Okay. This is getting juicy, y'all, already. Oh, my gosh. You know what, Hurricane Irma, go sit down somewhere because I have to take over this show right now. Okay, so the first book is Deepest Thoughts, and you just explained to us it's based on all these different things, abuse, rape, neglect, stepfather stepped in, and all these different things that's going on. Now, what pinnacle part did your mother play when, I know you told us that she said the book should be called this. But by you going through all these different scenarios and the stepfather doing the best that he can and all the things you experienced, your idea came for your first book through your situation. How far did it go? How deep did it go? Because between 10 and 28, that's what, 18 years. You had experiences between that time, or was it before you got to a certain point in your life to say, okay, now I'm going to write this book and just let the world know what went on in my life?
It was within that period of time. I just went on and put it all together, and I had a proofreader of everything I wrote, and I'm that person, whether it sounds good to them, it sounds good to me because it's my story. Can't nobody tell it but me. So therefore, I went straight to the point. And every relationship I went through, whether it was the abuse, the rape, the neglect, it was within family. And I just took it from there. And after experiencing it all, I learned from it. I took it to the altar and laid it down. It was ordered for me to forgive. I may not forget, but I'm going to always forgive you. And, it just spiraled from there. And within those years, just as I decided to publish this book, I found my father on the internet. And I believe in when you ask for something, he may not come when you want him, but he's on time.
Yes.
I took it to the different publishing companies, money-wise. And so just right when I got ready to publish it, I found my father, and that was like, damn, should I or should I? I'm going to publish it because he needs to know what I've been through in the years that he's been gone, and the fact that he left me, seeing that that's what I was told, not knowing all along I was taken from him. So
you said you were taken. I'm sorry, Lady R. You said you were taken from your father?
Yes. I was told that he walked out. I guess to cover up the hurt that I would feel and had so much anger that, okay, he walked out. But as years progress, me being, this person that I sit back and I watch, I pay attention, and I investigate, do my own investigation, and the truth comes out. Me being young, I didn't know the situation, but I experienced it, and I found out on my own. What truly happened, my father didn't leave. It takes two. I believe in the saying, it takes two for it not to be right. And it didn't just happen with just one person.
Of course.
So as it went on, I just wrote until I could actually put it out there. And I figured if I put this out there, will it reach the hand of my father? And will he reach out to me? And instead of him reaching out to me, I had already was in the progress of getting ready to publish it. But, of course, everybody knows Google tells it all. So I went on Google and found him. And I went on and published it, told him about it. And he's my biggest, outside of my mother, he's my biggest supporter. Despite of the hurt I felt and behind my poems that I wrote about him, he's my biggest supporter.
Okay. I mean, this is deep, and even as I'm listening to you, is it a struggle for you to talk about this?
It once hurted, but now that I have God on my side and the fact that I'm the first author in my family, so I feel I know I've accomplished what none could. I'm actually doing spiritual speaking at my schools and all this. So as I sit back and reread my book, the memories come back, the hurt come back. So I truly, once I write, I have not really read the whole book because of the memories and the hurt.
Yes, I truly do understand it, and I'm sure if there are some listeners on here from previous shows, I always say your pain turns into your gain. Your pain produces your purpose, and everything you went through, even though it was horrific, it was hideous, it was heinous, it was a lot going on, but Lady R had to go through that so Lady R can help others to get through that pain and get them to that solid place of happiness and joy and knowing that it's all for a purpose. It's all for a purpose. And because you went through that, you gained closure. Did you not gain closure? It's like, see how ironic it was for you to write this book, you find out the truth, then your father comes back in your life, and you want to share it with him, and now he's your biggest fan and your best friend, and as well as your mom. How did that make you feel to know that he's back in my life? I know the truth. I'm sharing this with him, number one. And number two, how did you feel about the people that kept this away from you for so long?
I held a grudge for a while, but instead I just asked God to look over them, protect them, and I always have been a believer of you reap what you sow. And the fact that you lied to me or you kept this from me at a young, tender age. Now, my purpose is to reach out and touch the hearts of others that I know is going through what I've been through.
Okay. So I'm assuming that from this first book, from where you ended to where you're beginning it now, what is the next book going to talk about? Because I know it's still dealing with the deepest thoughts. I'm assuming that this is going to be different volumes because your life goes in different, I call them blocks. Now you've gotten over that first block. What is this next book and the books after that going to be like? Well, you have to live it first in order for it to happen.
Well, I'm actually in the midst of pulling two books out at the same time. My publisher gave me a topic, asked me about it, as far as fantasy, sexual. I feel my next one, which will be dropping no later than late October. No, I take that back. Correct me. Late December is going to be deepest sexual fantasy. My third one, which will continue from my book, first one is going to go into deepest spiritual experiences. And that bases off of where I bounced off after the hurt, the pain, and the experience when I found God and learned to forgive, look over the hurt and how to get past the hurt that I've been through, how people hurt you. So this is me now progressing to the next level of passing the hurt, all the pain and the experiences. I've been there, done that. So now let me try this life.
Okay. So what do you want the readers to get out of your book, and what do you want the readers to get out of your book, and what do you want the readers to be able to do after they read your book? Because it may be someone that may need help on overcoming those things. It also could be used for someone to teach others. You know, it could be something that could be taught in a college or a school to help them. So what do you want them to get out of it as a whole?
To get out of it, as far as out of my book, what to get out of it, that always don't believe that it's somebody out there better than you. Nobody is perfect. There's always someone out there that's dealing with the same pain and hurt that you are. It's how to overcome it, how to deal with it, how to progress from it, and look back on it as, dang, was that me? I went through that. I'm a better person now. Now I can move on. I want them to be able to know how to move on, get over it, experience that you're not in this alone. It's more out there that's going through what you're going through.
Okay, that's a really excellent answer right there, because that's what they need to know. Now, I love that the details that you've broken it down, because these are your thoughts. This book is related to you and you only. So people will be able to say, you know what, hey, I can reach out to this lady right here. She can help me. You can do seminars, like you're speaking, you're doing different things, because you're showing them from the inside out. My spiritual being has grown strength from what my flesh was being attacked with. So you gained that inner strength to say, I can write about this. And I'm sure there were tears. There was nights she wanted to just cry, just throw in the towel. So when you were writing your first book, Lady R, how long did it take you? What was the process like? See, I want you to pour out to these people and really tell them what was the process like, because you have to take that, like I said, that pen is medication and that paper is the prescription. That's what you're putting down. So pour out to the people and help them to, understand what you had to go through.
I based this book, as I was writing it, a couple of songs. I'm a music person. I love music. As I write, I have to listen to music. What I go through, I feel there's always a song out there that fits every situation. No shape, form, or fashion will you not find a song that will fit every situation. So as I started finally putting it into book form, getting ready to send it off, I started listening to Teddy Pendergrass, It Don't Hurt Now. Then I went spiritual and started listening to My Worship Is For Real. And true and all, it will tell more in my third book, in the spiritual, that truly my worship is for real. I want it to be as, you have to know how to get over the hurt. Find that one song, that one thing that will help you conquer it. Then you will be able to look back on what you've been through and be like, I don't look like what I've been through. I get it a lot where everybody say, a couple of my readers always tell me, well, you truly don't look like what you've been through. He didn't bring me this far to leave me. So as he keep working on me, I'm going to keep working on through pen and paper, through my audience, my readers. This is me. I don't write nothing that I have not experienced.
Okay.
Everybody has to experience something through life. And if this helps you to write about it, to get it out, this is what you do. But you will get over it. It's trials and tribulations. You have to go through some in order to get where you want to get.
Exactly. And that goes for anyone that has been through something that is successful. People see the lights, they see the clothing, they see the fine things, they see the success. But if they just tip your shoulder over a little bit and they look behind you and see what all you've had to go through, and most people don't want to go through that, but you went through it because you knew there's a purpose behind us. So you ever had it in your mind that what I'm going through, what I've been through, is going to bring something great out of me, and it's going to grant me to leave a legacy and a mark. And you did it. So you did it. But did you ever feel that process when you were going through that process? Did you cry? Did the tears flow? Did you feel like you wanted to just go wring your mama neck, your daddy neck, find somebody, kill a dog or something?
When I say the depression I experienced, it tells it in my book, I experienced the suicide attempts. I experienced the hospital stays. I've been there. You got the ones that's been in jail. You got this. I've experienced everything. Every time I wrote, I cried. I literally cried a river. And it still brings it back. It still brings the memories. I can still, but only difference is now I no longer cry about it. I can smile.
Right. That's good. Dealing with things that you suppressed and you had to put it out there for the world to see. You relived it all over again in your mind. You're like, ooh, thank God it's over. Oh, my gosh, I got to put it out here again? I got to see this again? Come on. But guess what? By you doing that, look at you now. Look at you. You're on a radio station. You're speaking. All these great accolades and things that are going on. First writer in your family bloodline. That's just amazing to let them know you are more than a conqueror. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. And you look beyond your situations and everything that was going on and said, I am going to get this book done. to encourage even our readers, she got the book done, and she's working on more because she knew that what I had to go through has to be something greater, and the strength was gathered through her writing. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Very right. The more I write it, the more I read it, it helps me to deliver the happiness, the smile. It puts a bigger smile on my face because I can actually say I'm over that. I had to go through that to get to where I am now. If I didn't go through it, I may not be where I am now.
Exactly. Letting go and forgiving, relieving all that stress, and just continuously pressing on. So, Lady R, what was the greatest rewards behind writing your books and becoming an author?
The greatest reward, I would say, is I wouldn't even say the attention. Even though for the type of book that it is, it reached pastors. It has reached bishops. My bishop, my pastor, they speak about it every Sunday. The biggest reward is just to know that I can touch others' hearts. The book was dedicated to my child, and he's my pride and joy. To know if I would have died having him, I would not be here today to be able to tell him the story, to know how to pick and choose and to go through life. These are the trials and tribulations that you have to look through, son, to get to where I'm at. Mama put up a fight to make sure that you're straight. My biggest reward is to reach out. I don't look for the funds. I don't look for the royalties. But when I leave this earth, I want my kids to say, my mama did this.
Yes.
My mama did this for us. She left this here for us. She left a legacy for us.
Yes, and that's what we have to do, and you have to. I hear such passion in your heart when you're talking about your son and your books and all. I hear the passion. It's like, yeah, I went through it, but guess what? I'm going to leave something that they're going to be proud of and not hold their head down and be shameful of the things that I've done. Though I went through them, but they know, yes, there's a bigger reason, and you can teach them, and then they can teach their children. And even these 6 boys, this is touch a little bit on that. You adopted 6 boys.
I have 2 that's biological. I have a 17-year-old and a 3-year-old. In between there, I have a 19-year-old that was my godson I adopted. I have a 12-year-old that was my stepson through marriage. I have custody. I have a 14-year-old that was a stepson. I got custody. I also have a 6-year-old that was my godson that I have custody. Then I also have a 10-year-old niece that I have guardianship.
So that's a lot of running around. That's a lot of football games, snacks, chips, cookies, running noses, and hospital visits and shot. But I applaud you with that one right there.
Really, I'm going to break it briefly that I'm the one, I love kids. I love them too. I applaud you for that. I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. I go to war for them. I would go to war for them. If I could open up my house to every child that's out here hurt, abused, I would. That is like a dream come true for me. I feel no child needs to go through the hurt, the abuse, the walking out, the neglect. They didn't ask to be here. And the day that I almost died, I almost died. I was announced dead on the table having my 17-year-old. I say God kept me here for a purpose.
Exactly.
For a purpose.
Exactly. And to be able to handle those types of responsibilities, like you said, I don't want them to go through what I went through. So you saw all of them in different situations that were not biologically your own and said, I want to make a difference in their life, so let me have them. Let me keep them. No, I don't need the money. I don't need the public assistance. I just need them so that you can pour into them what you need. And you leave a legacy on top of you teaching them how to really express themselves through the pain that they went through. To say, you know what? You know, my mom Miss Renee did this, that, and the other, and I appreciate her for snatching me out of the pits of hell, snatching me out of the depths of all that evil stuff that they were in, because a lot of them have gone through that, and now here you are, an author, to show them you can do this, this, and this. So God bless you, for real. And may you continue to do what you need to do and get all the support and resources to do what you need to do for what you're doing for them.
When people ask me how do I do it, I tell them, I just get up and do it. I don't ask questions. I don't ask God why. I don't question him. I tell people I have 99 things on my plate, but I still continue to do it. I don't ask for help. I don't do it, like you say, for the money, but I do it because of the love I have for them.
Exactly. I know. It's so funny because I had to sacrifice a lot for my nieces and nephews, and it just so happened to be 6 kids. So I can feel what you're going through. Made a lot of risks, a lot of changes and sacrifices, but I just didn't want to see them without, and I didn't want to see them experience what they had to experience. So I can understand where you were coming from. So with all this going on with the children and dealing with the mental things and whatever, was there ever a time you felt like just completely giving up?
It was several times, plenty of times. Those times, now I do sit back and I think about them, and it does hurt. I'm not going to say it doesn't hurt. It's been plenty of times I sat back and just say, I give up. I don't want to do this no more. I can't do this. Okay. But then I have to stop and look. I have 6 beautiful kids to live for and continue on and push forward for.
So when you face some of these situations, just give us a few scenarios. Tell us a few situations where it felt like you was like, I'm done, I'm throwing in the towel. I can't do this anymore.
Well, in my book, it's a lot about my relationship. My ex, even though she pushed me to this far, she knew what triggered me to write. So at the same time, she didn't realize that it was putting hate in my heart. And hate is a strong word. So when she walked out on me, left me to keep it, or however it was, I'm tired. I can remember it clear as day, 2014. I literally gave up. I felt like I was just here. I was just here looking for love in all the wrong places. I lost my aunt. It was like everything just started piling down on me. Lost my aunt, lost my step-godson, lost my best friend. It just like everything was hitting me at once, the whole year of 2014. I literally wanted to give up. It was forget the kids. They did. I'm tired. But it was a wake-up call. I had all the way till 2015, I had a mild stroke. God say, no, I'm not ready for you. I heard it. I'm not ready for you. So I got up. I kept pushing. I tried to keep pushing. But at the same time, I kept forcing myself. This is not what I want. I'm tired. I'm ready to just let it all go and walk away, and whatever happens, happens.
Wow. Okay. You know what song comes to mind when I hear you speaking about this? Whitney Houston's song. I forgot the title, so forgive me, listeners, but the lyrics went like this. I did not know my own strength, but I crashed down and I stumbled, but I did not crumble. You know that song?
I know what you're saying, what song it is. I can't think of the title. I know exactly what song.
Right, that was from her CD when she was going through the situation with Bobby Brown, the throat issues and all that. That song is coming to me while you're talking. So that's your song right there. You can make that your theme song when you come out to speak, do your book signings, and standing up on that platform. I did not know my own strength. That is for you. because you didn't know your own strength. In the midst of all that, what was supposed to kill you was making you stronger. I know that's a cliche, but at that point, that was making you stronger to be able to stand strong for you and for others, and people that you don't even know yet are going to come to you and say, because of your book, because of that speech, because of me meeting you, because of that one moment that I met you and you stood there and talked to me and loved me and hugged on me, I gained my strength because I listened to you. You want to be in front of people like that. All because, there's a greater purpose behind what you've been through. Trust me. So now you have these great things going on. You're an author. You're writing books. You're churning them out, and this and that. You're getting them out there. How are you handling the business aspect of these things? Because, you got to make money. This is going to put you out there. So how are you handling that?
You have to give money to get money. It's stressful. I would never thought the author life would be stressful. But I'm a firm believer you have to put out to get in. And I'm learning. I'm still in the progress. I'm learning. But I handle it well. I love money. I'm a hustler. I love it. So as far as financial, the aspects of it, I just keep pushing, promoting every step I can, either way I go. I just keep pushing, and eventually the outcome would be better. I finally got first royalty. I kind of, turned head on. I would give up. I'm done. What is it worth? But at the end of the day, I say, hold on, I still got a story to tell. I talked to a few people. They encourage me, don't give up. That's just your first royalty. Everybody's first royalty don't look like what they expect. So I say I'm handling it well. Long as I know I could say everything I do for not only me, but for my kids.
Okay. So you're learning. It's a learning process.
Yes,
we go from employee authors or employee to employer because you're working for yourself now. Now, how do I get it out there? Okay, we got this. We got the social media, which we'll get into that later. How am I going to handle the business side to really get it in the face and get it in the stores? And people need to know that. It's a learning process. Everybody has a different method or a different way because whatever journey you're on, whatever road you're on, that's how it's going to work for you. I can take from you, feed off of what you're doing and see if it works for me, and then another door could open for myself or the listeners just on this call. So you know what works for you. So you talked about I believe you said you tapped on an editor. Did you have an editor or did you edit your own books?
Well, my editor, my publisher, my publisher, I ran it through them. They edited it, sent it back, and asked me was it fine. And the excitement, I steamed through it. I said it was fine. I loved it, and they basically did everything. I gave my idea, my mom gave the idea of my cover, everything, and they put it out there exactly how I wanted it. It's, every book has few errors, but it's there. It's getting noticed.
Okay, how did you feel about handing your baby over? Because I always hate this. Our books are babies, and you're the babysitter. So let me that's all bruised and scarred and beat up and unfed and unchanged. I want you to take care of this baby because you said you're an expert at this. How did you feel handing your baby over to this editor?
It was kind of skeptical at first due to the fact me not knowing them off top, never, I went through a friend of mine and it was, it was like, okay, are they going to use it, mistreat it, or are they going to handle it with care like I would? So it was kind of horrible and real frantic because it took longer than what they said it would. So I was on my P's and Q's, walking on needles, like, should I be looking somewhere else? But the day I got the phone call, the text, and it was out, it was tears of joy.
Amen. That's really good to hear. 'Cause like I said, it's a child. Don't that babysitter doesn't work. That daycare is no good. Let me get my child out of there before I hurt somebody else in here. But I do understand. I really do. So, who did your art cover for your book?
I'm not for sure of the the person that she had do it, but I specifically came up with the idea, and well, my mom did, and sent her a picture, and they did it exactly how I wanted it, except a little different as far as the shadow. I actually wanted me looking down through the clouds, thinking like I was in thought, but the shadow, the way they did the cover was awesome. It was touching and beautiful. It attracts it. It speaks for the title.
Okay. So listeners, just hear what she's saying. It has to be you. You have to be in it, all over it, smothered, covered, dyed, fried, Waffle House style, for those that are in the South, that you have to make sure this book is exuding you on the inside and out. Because if you get a cover and you didn't choose it, you didn't have a vision, like you said, lady, I had a vision, and if it's not executed well, you're not going to be happy, because that's the first thing we see. So make sure you guys have proper covers that speaks for your book. So, Lady R, did you ever encounter writer's block? And if so, how did you even get past all that?
No, I didn't, because I love to write and I love to read, so I really didn't. Now with this book, I am encountering a writer's block because so much is going on, and I've been hit with several situations where I just want to give up. That my mind being raced and challenged, that I'm headed 50 directions. So now with this one, I am at a standstill. I am undecided, but I still take thoughts that's on my mind and jot them down.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you said, situations change. Well, two key things you mentioned. I love to write and I love to read. And I stress anybody on here, start spelling, start picking up magazines and reading articles online, because it'll get you prepared and ready if you haven't done it already to start writing your own books. It'll keep you interested. Now, like you said, your second book, you kind of at a standstill because your situations have changed around you. You know right now, I got to get centered, I got to get back focused. And I know sometimes it's not hard, because situations have changed, and it's like, oh, I'll get to that. But the key thing is, what you've already segued into my next question is, how often do you write? You said at least jot it down. How often do you do that, or at what point in time do you just look, I have an idea, or this is coming to me, let me take this time out? How often do you write?
I usually try to write every night when I got a peace and quiet and I put my kids down to bed.
Okay. So, have you had a book signing yet?
Yes, I've had several book signings. I actually went to the 9th Annual Urban Midwest in Wisconsin. I've done several book signings at my church. I just recently went to an entrepreneur thing, the J and some entrepreneur thing in Oak Brook. I have the Ohio Author Kickback coming up in October.
An author kickback. What is an author kickback?
This is my first. It's actually just, I guess, the authors getting around, meeting and greeting, knowing each other, and introducing everyone to their books. Okay.
So did these book signings, did they really work for you? Have they really garnered, of course, sales and attention for people wanting you to do bigger things with your books?
Repeat that.
I said, so with these book signings that you've done quite a few. Especially basically focusing on your last book signing, have they garnered a lot of attention in book sales, and for, the people that you met wanting you to do things that are bigger, like speaking or, collaborating with them to do something?
Yes, I actually met a lady by the name of Tiana. She does spoken word, and she also has two books out. She actually wants me to get with her to do a spoken word and to do a book together. And I spoke with several people, um, several other ladies that's been coming to me asking me, how did I get started? Could I help them with it?
Okay.
And
Okay.
I informed them, yes, I'm willing to help. Everyone needs help to progress or to get out.
Okay. 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 Great. 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 So, as I stated before, we know social media is free, and I stress to everybody: hashtag, hashtag, hashtag. Post, post, post. Find all those outlets on social media as to how you can really get your book out there. More than just your page. But besides social media, what other methods are you using, Lady R, to get the word out about your books?
Well, as far as social media, I have word of mouth. I have a couple of friends, family. I have T-shirts, kids we wear. It's just basically by word of mouth. I'm actually currently was working on a website. That's about it.
Okay. Well, at least you started. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing these book signings, and you're connecting with people. So that's really good. You know, to really help people. Like I said, everybody's road is different, and what's going to work for you is what's going to work for you. So I applaud you on that one. So by you being a woman of color, a beautiful woman, I might add, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys go on social media, Instagram, which is Urban Authors for Ubawa Radio, and then Ubawa Radio, which is UBAWA. Make sure you guys go on their page, like their page, and check out all the wonderful things that Ubawa is doing. They're also going to have a book show coming up pretty soon. So you guys make sure you check that out. So as a woman of color, what inspires you the most? I know you mentioned I did mention a couple of young ladies, Joy Deja King, Kiki Swinton, and Maya Angelou, but what inspires you the most?
Life is what inspired me the most. Life within itself. Life changes. Yes.
Yeah. Life. Is it the things that you had to face that was an adversity to you that it inspired you, or just life as a whole, and the good, bad, ugly, and indifferent?
Everything from good, bad, the ugly, the experiences.
Okay. You just channel it all in and see. It's like putting it in a cauldron, and you're just taking everything and saying, I'm going to make this work for me. Like you said, I'm a hustler. You come from being a hustler. And hustlers know how to make things happen. When people hear hustlers, they think it's illegal activities. No. Hustling is a mentality. You could be a hustler on your job. You could be a hustler in your business. But it's a mentality, and you have that mentality. That's why you can take those things and soak it up. Come on, bring it. Because you're using everything for your greater good. That's why you're going to be successful. And I encourage anyone out there, get that hustler's mentality. Hustlers don't quit. Hustlers don't give up. If you can look at, great authors and great writers and great businessmen out there, like, that you see in the industry of fashion and entertainment and as well as books, they can tell you their stories of, I never quit because I know it's inside of me. And that's why you're going to be successful. So you named three ladies, but who is your biggest influence? Is it one of the three, or do you have someone outside of them?
That's a good one.
Let me play the Jeopardy theme for you.
That's my biggest influence. Oh. As far as my biggest influence on writing or...
It could be on writing. It could be as a whole. Who is your biggest influence?
Myself.
Okay, now. I like that question. I like that answer. Why are you your biggest influence?
Because I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. I'd rather continue to do, and I led so many that I'd rather do what I say than what the next say.
Okay. Give the people a little more. I feel like it's something you really want to tap into that they need to hear from you.
Well, actually, I feel the truth behind it all is I just really want to reach out to everyone that's hurting. The story is too much going on for us life. The killing, the babies, the hurt, the everything from present to everything. It's life. You cannot live your life for others. You have to live it for yourself. If you don't live it right, the quick as you thought, he will snatch it away.
Say that again.
If you don't live it right, he will snatch it away.
Have you experienced anything like that at one time or another in your life before you realized that, hey, I need to get on the ball?
Yes, I have experienced it. When I thought I was doing the right thing, he stepped in and he showed me. The way he showed me was through a near inch from death. This is what I need you to do. You can't do it right and put it out there right. I will snatch it from you.
How long ago was that?
I would say literally July of last year.
My goodness. You almost lost your life, and it changed your mindset to say, hey, I don't have control. There's someone greater than me, and I just have to follow this path that's been written for me. So, listeners, y'all take this in. Like I told y'all, get y'all some good drinks right about now. We're almost done, but I mean, even if you need to do another refill, please do so, because she's letting you know, hey, the path is written. Just follow the voice, and you'll be able to go right into what has been purposed for you to go through. We're supposed to rejoice and smile. I know it's hard, but this lady here said her biggest influence was herself, and a situation that caused her to say, I am my biggest Lord. Let me listen to the voice and go on that journey that's been destined for me.
No matter what path you try to go, he has your path. He already has your path planned out for you. All you have to do is follow it. He puts a certain person that's from your mate to the net. He will put that person that's right for you that he wants in your life in that path. But if you decide to go different way, the wrong turn, he will put that bump in that road, that ditch that you're going to fall, and you're going to get back up and try it again. As Aaliyah say, you always dust yourself off and you get up and you try it again. So therefore, when you get up after you ran into that brick wall, you get up and find that right path. He'll whisper it in your ear one more time. That's not it. That's not the way to go.
Hey, life is a race that we don't even know what's in front of us. The pitfalls, the bulldogs, all those things that's in front of us, but you made sure you were your own biggest influence. So let me just keep going, because I'm just enjoying this. You guys, again, this is Lady R, the authors of Deepest Thoughts. I hope you guys are soaking this in like a sponge. So, Lady R, I have another question. Have you ever done something in the past that you regret? And if you have, how did you get through that?
I once said I regretted so many things, but I feel I don't regret it, because if I didn't experience it, if I didn't go through it, whether it was with a certain experience, if you didn't go through it, you wouldn't realize or go or be where you are now. You have to go through it. Again, you got to go through it to get where you at. So, no, I may say it was a regret, but then I have to stop and think about it. If I didn't experience it, I wouldn't be here. It was a lesson learned.
Exactly.
So, no, I wouldn't say use the word regret. It was a lesson learned, which make me wake up and say, I will not do that again.
Exactly. It was a process. You were processed. Anything you see being made great is a process. We drive these fine cars, but not knowing what they have to go through from creating the metal to stitching it together with hot iron, then putting it together with screws, bolts, and electrical items, and we're off the assembly line. Because remember, a Toyota takes 6 months to make, but a Rolls Royce takes a year. So if you want to be a Rolls Royce, you better go through the process, because you're going to shine and you're going to just look so well in the people's eyes because you went through that process. So I know you told us in the beginning you went through a lot of things with the rape and the depression and the sadness. How did you get through those tough times in life? And when life threw it at you, how did you handle it when it was thrown at you? Because you're a strong woman.
I kept praying and I kept pushing. I kept praying and I kept pushing. I stumbled, but I got back up and I kept praying and I kept pushing. I kept saying that I cannot fail now. I've come too far to turn back.
Yes. Okay. You kept praying and you kept pushing because you knew, like I said, you didn't know your own strength, but you stumbled and you crashed down, but you did not crumble because you knew your strength, your health came from your faith and what you believed in to get you to where you need to be. Again, I say, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's path is different. Her whole life is being put inside of these books, and she's not ashamed to tell her truth. Tell your truth, even if it's something you're experiencing around you, because people want reality more than fantasy now more than ever. Now more than ever. So since we're only about 3 months away from 2017 to end, my goodness, it has flown by. These days seem shorter and shorter. What is one goal that if you haven't achieved it yet, that you want to accomplish for yourself in 2017?
One goal I want to accomplish for myself in 2017 is to be noticed, be on TV, and to own my own home.
Okay, now, are you somewhat close to that vision and dreams coming to life?
No, I'm a few steps behind.
Okay. Well, you already know what it takes to get there. Like you said, praying and pushing. And as long as you're following those steps that works for you, then you'll be able to achieve it. And people say, you can come back online or put it out there and say, it happened. I did it, and it was great. It happened for me. So what does Lady R have planned next? What does she have planned next?
I have planned to put out as many books as possible to reach across the nation my story, whether it's mine or someone else's.
Okay. So I know you said you're working on your other books right now, so that's your next thing is your books, you being your show and owning your own home. Okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. So, boy, we're almost to the end, but I just hate this to end. But, lady, I want you to give everybody your information. How can the readers and others in the literary community reach you? Through social media, phone, whatever. Just tell the people so they can contact you.
You can reach me by phone, 815-280-3881. You can reach me on Facebook at authoress Fabulous Lady R. You can reach me on Instagram and Twitter at authoress Lady R. You can also reach me on Amazon at authoress Lady R. Also, you can also email me at fabulousladyr5@gmail.com.
Okay, repeat that all one more time so everybody can get that information.
You can reach me at fabulousladyr5@gmail.com. That's by email. Instagram and Twitter, you can reach me at authoress Lady R. You can reach me on Facebook at Fabulous Lady R. Also, blacklifepublication.com, you can pull me up. Also by phone, 815-280-3881.
Okay, thank you very much. I have one more question that's coming to me right now. How has your background helped others in your family and outside of your family? How is your background and the things that you've encountered, you've endured, you've been through? How has it helped them? Because, like you said, you were the first author in your family. You're going to be the first of many great things from your family. So how is it helping them? And do they come to you with questions and advice and whatnot?
Well, it helps far as kids, wives, family, others. They ask me what inspired me, what did I do to get through it. And it helped quite a few, because quite a few people that I have talked to, they have overcome a lot of situations. A classmate of one of my kids recently stopped them from committing suicide. One of them couldn't stop him from returning back to a situation where he ended up getting killed. But it stopped a few of them from committing suicide. It stopped a lot of them, a couple of people that I know, to report when you've been done wrong, when you've been abused, when you're being raped, when you've been neglected. I've stopped and saved quite a few from it.
My goodness. My goodness. So, I mean, see how it's making a difference already?
Yes.
If you didn't go through it, you wouldn't know how to deal with those types of situations. Not to saying that you can't, because we all can gain wisdom in a situation. But just because of that, that happened for you. Now, by you having the children around you, how big of an influence are you on them when they're outside of the household? And do they come back and say this or that happened because they applied the principles and the things that you poured into them? Have you heard any situations like that?
No, not quite. Not quite. I experienced it with a couple of my kids' friends where they feel, we like you, we love being around you. We never experienced a motherly type or someone as real as you to sit down and talk to us as open as can be and not sugarcoat or hide anything.
And the kids today need that. There's too much microwave situations going on, and people of my generation, which I'm almost 50, that are really showing good and negative influences and with all that's going on in social media and their surroundings, and they have free reign through the internet to see whatever. They're coming to you because you're giving them something that is key, which is motherly love, and I think that's a blessing within itself right there. So, well, we've come to the end of this show for today, this week, ladies and gentlemen. Lady R, I want to stress, I pour love onto you. I pour blessings onto you. I say thank you very much for taking out your time this evening to come and share your story with our listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you again. Make sure you guys follow, reach out to her, purchase her book, support her, invite her to speak, whomever's on this line. I thank you guys again. Lady R, you're a blessing. And before we close, does anybody want to give some love and shout-outs to before we end the show for the evening?
No, I just give shout-out and tell everyone, keep your head up and keep pushing.
Keep your head up and keep pushing. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you again, authoress Lady R, Miss Renee. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm your host, Stevenson, the host of Ubawa Radio. As always, always remember, next week, same time, same place. You guys have a wonderful evening and good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.